Hello.
Hello.
This is this is the silent podcast now. We are no longer nameless. No, I'm kidding. We're just
You will be
gonna be
hearing.
here
Yeah.
ASMR for the entire time.
You'll hear me. This is ASMR.
Oh god, that's terrible.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I don't know how to do ASMR. I just know it's kind of whispering. It's supposed to sound gentle or
No,
something. Is that
I
ASMR?
think
I don't
ASMR
listen to
is like
ASMR.
I don't
putting
know anymore.
something near your mic and like yeah.
I just I can't help but every time I hear
Yeah.
ASMR, like, or even think of ASMR, I just think of that one kid who was like that one person who got their brother with them, and then their brother cracked an egg on top of the person's head and screamed
my
into the
God.
microphone that was connected to the person's ears, and oh my god, I could not.
Yeah.
That's a jump scare there.
Anyways, first of all,
Trust issues. Never can trust that person.
anyways,
again.
should we introduce our guest for today?
Sure, yeah, okay, well,
Nate.
welcome, Monster Bus Nate, or as on
Yep.
Twitter he'd be known as Nate, Otaku Nate.
Hello.
So
I am Nate.
so
I am awkward.
That's right. Yes. We know
Yep.
how many takes he has. Some of them controversial, some of them right in my opinion, some of them wrong in my opinion. Yeah, it's all over the place. It's like
I like to personally think of myself. I'm
like,
not gonna be a bot
for
and like just
that
be like,
is
oh,
true.
like
and
for
that's
Nate,
fair.
like, first of all, when it comes to handling the situation, you're probably like good at it. Like even if you're quote treated into oblivion, you're fucking you're still fucking like
most of the time I just stop caring because I'm just like I only care about the people I actually like interacting with. Like I'll have conversation with them. Most of the time it's just like it's also just like if I say something negative, they'll like bring up a different series. I'm like, that's not part of the conversation. And most of the time most of the time I get in trouble because I like something. It's almost never because I actually hate something. Like almost
Yeah.
never will I get heated because I hate something. I just like something more.
Mm-hmm.
so yeah
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting types of people you find on the internet. You don't really find them that often that know how to defend their argument
Like-
well.
like to
'cause
be
the
honest, like
internet is full of bots.
in my case, that would be me and Jesus whenever we talk about Mukuro and Nia. We are stupid.
Yep. And then I'm just there. I'm there. Origami is there, and then I'm just like, yeah, I love her. Who gives a fuck?
Okay, but Origami is actually a well-written character. Like
And that's
she's
what I mean.
Yeah.
like,
She's a really
one
well
of the-
written character.
honestly, I think she's one of the best kuderes. Kudere? However you pronounce it, I'm bad with words. Anyway, she's one of the best versions of that because of how she's developed and when she gets that spell back. Yeah.
All
Anyways,
of us can agree, like Origami
But
is
enough
probably
about people who-
one of the best characters in their life, period. And
she's still
Yeah.
like top 5 for me.
so me and Malachi already
just-
like have like topics we want to talk about. For Nick,
I'm not really good with.
so
Sorry.
Malachi, like which one of us should go first? Like, what do you think?
I think we should let Nate go first because I know we
Yeah.
asked him to bring in a couple topics that he wanted to talk about
Okay,
as well. I think we should let our guests bring in the topics to talk first.
then
Well, because of my
Pulls
because
out
of my-
notepad.
well, I'm not good with like thinking. I've been just thinking about it on the top of my head. So basically, I have been rewatching Fate. So the concept of heroism and like what it means to be a hero is one of my favorite themes. So we can always talk about that. Not necessarily about Fate, but like other series. Because I know several series are really good with that topic. Like how you think
Ooh.
someone needs to be a hero, like how you think some
Should
series
we
handle it.
like represent like a character?
Well, I mean, there's plenty like Deku, Bell, Issei. Those
Okay.
are like the most popular ones. But I'm sure there's probably other ones. Obviously,
Nate,
Shiro.
Huh.
you've been reading what the fuck is that?
Cheat.
The trash isekai?
You got any more specific
The
cheat skill?
cheat skill? Yeah.
I've only seen the first 2 volumes because I want to get back to Bookworm.
But
Yeah.
you've seen the anime. That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
much
absolutely.
as much context as you need. I feel like
Yeah.
he's a really good. I feel like he's a really good example of
Oh,
this
Yeah.
theme.
yeah. Actually,
Because like he
Mhm.
doesn't think of himself as a hero, yet everyone around
Yeah.
him thinks he is one.
yeah, because probably because of his low self-esteem, he's only, and specifically because his grandpa was always about like, hey, let's be the good person you can
Yeah.
be, and good things will come your way. It does
Mhm.
eventually lead to good things. But yeah, I can kind of see that.
Can you fucking not? Wow. I am muting that.
Business call.
School. Not even my school.
Tell them that you'll never return.
No,
Tell them that.
it's an automated call because they have those
Oh,
for school now. It's bullshit. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
I thank God my school doesn't have that shit.
Of course, I should have realized they always call it Saturday at 10 a.m.s. All right.
Ugh.
Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of characters that fit that description of like what not necessarily what it means to be a hero,
And
but the
heroism.
theme of heroism is very broad, but within like different anime. Because like I have a lot of characters that I would define as a hero, but their character is not hero like.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Like I
my
think
thing,
the biggest example probably would be Rudius Mushoku Tensei.
Yep.
oh, Rudy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
'cause he is definitely a hero,
Oh, I
but
could spend
his
hours talking about Rudy. But
qualities, his personality. Of
Mhm.
course, it's grown over the course of the series,
Yeah.
but he still does not portray what you would think a natural hero would. Like if I were to tell
Exactly.
you what would you think a hero is right now, I think majority of people would say selfless,
Yeah.
caring, kind, uh,
Mhm.
but that's
always
also
looking
what
for the right.
I guess
what
shonen protagonists would be the most popular ones.
something I
Yeah,
also think is how the populace views him, because that's what I love about being a hero is not really what he does, but how the populace review, because that's
yeah.
what a hero is.
Yeah.
Because a hero is
It's
defined
like
by the hero, by the populace, but or the people he saved, never by himself. And
it's
that's
Yeah.
what I
yeah.
think is an interesting thing because yeah, like um because that's one of the things like in DD, like a small thing about in DD, Issei is portrayed as the hero of the underworld, not by himself, but by the higher ups because they want someone to look up
Mhm.
to. And he wants to live up to that ideal and views. And that's what I think is that you wouldn't normally think like a devil can't be a hero because normally they're considered the bad guys. But
Yep.
because they have their own lives to exist, he can be viewed as a hero in the underworld because they just want someone to look up to. They want someone who the kids can look up to who can like save them. And that's kind of what I like about it is that you can have unconventional types of heroes. Like Rudy is 100% considered an active hero because well, I could go on and on about him and how his saviors like especially Sylphie, Roxy, and Eris themselves all play a major
Mm.
role in how he views the world and how he grows, especially Roxy. Machi,
Yep.
how much have you read about Mushoku?
I think I've read all except the last 4 volumes.
So we've all read past volume 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all know. So can we talk about the diary real quick and why Roxy or
Oh boy, the diary. My
Oh, the diary. Oh,
hello
boy.
darkness, my old friend.
But no, like one of the things I love is that. So I want to talk about this. So when Roxy dies, Rudy starts spiraling back downwards into who he was. That
Yep.
that is why I think Roxy plays such a role. Like it plays jokes that he sees her as a goddess, but in a lot of ways, he is his first savior. He is the one that got him out of his home and was able to get back into
Mhm.
the world. So in a way, that's why he views her words as sanctum. And when he dies, he literally lost a piece of himself. And because of that, he stopped caring. He stopped thinking about others. And the kind Rudy that we learn spirals out of control because he himself lost his first savior. And that has made such an impact. Like you would, and that's what I like is when you take a character and you kill them off in a what if scenario, and it shows what they do to them. Like it shows the damage it would cause because that's how highly Rudy thinks of Roxy. It's not just this oh, she's a nice person. No, he views her in such a high regard that losing her absolutely destroyed him. It sent him back to where he once came from because she was the one that saved him. She was the one that pushed him to be the person we see today. Okay, sorry about that.
It reminds me of the what if stories in ReZero. Like
I have not read those. Are they good?
Okay, so basically,
depending on quality.
Well, I know the content.
So each arc basically is a choice between one of the sins. I'm gonna use arc 4 as an example between greed and like selflessness, like the choice between that.
Greed if like has like the highest that Subaru like has. Then 100 million something.
So
like,
whenever go on.
You go. You go on. I just add
context. So whenever Ekidna presented Subaru with the choice to like, hey, I can be a spirit for you. Like that's basically what she said. Like I can give you power. If he actually accepted that power, in the if route, he would become so greedy. Like he would basically be an Archbishop of Greed, but he wouldn't have any like special powers or anything. What he would use is his return by death factor to like I think in the story it was just, what information did you gain? Like why did you kill yourself? Well, I now know the weather today. That's like literally what happened.
Like,
just so she
that sounds so mentally damaging, but it also sounds like a really good what if story.
Because he's a husk.
He by the end he's a husk to like basically under Echidna's control. It's like compared to like I guess Toma, Diablo, or Kasuki Hoshino. Subaru is I guess like more sane. Like compared to like the after effects of their like after like killing themselves like probably millions of times.
Is everyone here read up to arc 6 or only up to like arc 4?
Which one? ReZero. So I haven't read it, but I know what happens because spoiler.
I just have a theory of what the last arcs will be, and I wanted to see what you guys think. But like, it does deal with spoilers for arc 6.
To be honest, if I were like,
listen, I read Sora. Was it Sora? I don't remember who it was, but I read somebody's entire fucking arc 6 thread. I basically know what happens in arc 6.
Okay, so then do you mind listening to my theory?
Because I have my own theory as well, so go ahead.
Okay, so
I mean, I don't care. So
okay, so my theory is that I think this is pretty obvious, but I think Subaru will travel back in time to the 400 years. I think Amelia will join him because I think Amelia is Satella. Like she will go with him, and this will also play in the fact that Subaru will start the witches to work with Amelia or Satella. Because he will get, by the time the final arc starts, he will defeat all the bishops and gather all the sins, all the powers. He will then make his own thing and then give those powers to the bishops. So he will be the one that, because his thing deals with spiritualism from his world. So it's natural that he will be the one. Another theory I have is that Echidna is dead. She does not exist. It's actually the Witch of Greed who's in control, who Subaru met. This is because they mentioned that the Witch of Greed and the Witch themselves are two different things when Satella first showed up. So my theory is that they will learn that the Witch of Greed Echidna died, and the Witch of Greed actually helped all the other witches go out of control. So Satella or Emilia had to beat them and then kill them all, but no one else but she and Subaru will know this. Then they will have to steal Satella and then Subaru will travel back to 400 years in the present, basically the present, and then we'll have by himself, and then we'll have to defeat Satella or defeat the Witch of Greed, and then save Satella, Emilia. That's my biggest theory I've had going for the final arc of the series.
You know,
First of all, like Malachi, I think I understand now, like our crackheads when it comes to Spirit Chronicles.
Oh,
I,
no.
I
You don't
I
understand. You don't even understand how crackhead Gigabrain this could be if he's right. Because I read through Sora's Arc 6 thing and I was like, why is Subaru on that fucking nameplate?
Well, I feel like
I think this motherfucker went back in time.
I feel like I feel like that's pretty obvious in like Arc 6, like that. But my theory is that Amelia will join her. My biggest theory is that Satella is Amelia, because this will also play back into the fact that Amelia,
it's the
to be honest, it can be the owl theory.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the most popular theory. Like, even outside the ReZero fandom, I know like the owl theory.
The what
of
Subaru?
Theory? The owl theory. Owl is Subaru.
Oh, him traveling back in time? The one who planted the seed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the most popular one. I just don't know how popular is that the Echidna is Satella is actually Amelia. Because it would also play back to when she first meets Subaru. She introduces herself as Satella, which could have played back into the entire thing that she was originally Satella, and we would have probably learned this in the first timeline, but they changed. He killed off, so we never learn it. That's something that could have totally been that's been told about us since Arc 1. Also, I don't know how popular the Witch of Greed is actually. Echidna is actually dead, and the Witch of Greed took over. Theory is. But I feel like Subaru traveling back in time is
Satella being Amelia or Amelia being Satella. I think it makes logical sense. Yes, you could say it's just two characters that look exactly alike, but I think the problem that foots from that is when Satella acts so familiar with Subaru, especially at the Witch's Tea Party. Like, just go back to the Witch's Tea Party scene, with specifically when Satella arrives. There is very much this familiarity that she poses around Subaru, and
it would also
go
ahead.
Yeah, it's like also the specific words chosen there by Subaru once he was leaving the tea party was, "I promise you, I will save you."
Yeah. So like that. So yeah, it would also make sense why Amelia chose Subaru. Why did this Witch of Greed MD choose this random human? It would make sense if she traveled back in time because she had known Subaru for so many years that she was in love with him, and then she spent 400 years pining for something. It would make sense that her Witch of Greed MD would kind of crack a bit. Why she'd act so like this. But yeah. I just can't wait I just think that's going to be the either the final arc or the second to final arc. I don't know which one, but it'll be good. I think that's the biggest theory.
Yeah.
Sorry, I sometimes
Okay.
You guys tell me I sometimes talk and don't realize it. So sorry.
No,
we did the same thing for Spirit Chronicles. Don't worry.
Like your conversations like reminds me of the time during our first podcast episode where we fucking 1 hour 30 minutes straight.
Yeah, we talked about Spirit Chronicles for an hour and 30 minutes straight because our brains were just going off and off and off about theories.
Oh my god, that makes sense. No, I totally get that. Oh my god.
Because there's we're just getting introduced to one of the characters that's been introduced in volume fucking 1, by the way. We're just getting information about him because we still don't know who the fuck he is. So it's
Spirit Chronicles is a really big book.
And
really big book.
I know there's something that Ezekiel has showed me that's a huge light novel, and each volume is gigantic.
okay. So that series is Kyokai Senju no Horizon, or Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere.
Gotcha.
So to give you the, like yeah, I'll search like how thick that shit is. So when it comes to that, I haven't actually read Kyokai Senju no Horizon. I only read the prequel, OI no Chronicle. Like, for context, I'm sending it in the chat right now. This is how big these light novels are. Yeah.
Huge.
Damn, is that a JoJo's novel?
Um
No, JoJo
these
was
are
this.
this
Oh.
averages in 1,000 pages each volume.
Jesus.
The last one right there is 1,160, which is the longest ever light novel volume by page count.
That's
ever.
like close to arc 4 levels of. That's like half of arc 4 in terms of page count.
For Kyokai Senju no Horizon, if I remember correctly, what you call this? This was made, I guess, 10 years. In 10 years, all of it. So
that makes sense.
So for context, like 9 volumes of this is probably the length of the entirety of Old Testament Index.
Oof.
Yes.
Still need to read Index.
So like Index, it's 22 volumes in Old Testament, right? Yeah. So 9 volumes of this is the length of that.
Index is a long series. I love it.
Yeah. But to be honest, we don't need to talk about this. We can talk about anything.
Index is a can of worms that we don't need to open, because they're just we have so many diverse opinions on it. And that's not that's a can of worms.
Yeah. Like, for you, Malachi, like, we can talk about Index, like just me and Nate, but you're not gonna fucking
I'm just gonna be like,
complexity of accelerating.
Yeah, okay. I'm listening. What the fuck?
So, there's this volume called New Testament 16 and 17. Everyone but me and a few people hate it.
I've heard rumors of NT 16 and 17.
I
don't know.
It's good. Like, I just think it's good. Like, I admit it has some like slow parts, but I don't hate it. I'll never say hate it. But I'm gonna enjoy it.
Fuck off. Are you? It's the same school.
They really want you back in their class, okay? How are you gonna take physics 101?
I've already graduated. The fuck do they want from me?
Tell them that they'll never take you alive. You'll never take me alive. Like that. Scare them off.
I hold the keys to the nuclear warhead aimed at your school. You better shut the fuck up.
Put your fucking phone in Do Not Disturb. I swear to God.
It's not. It's my house phone. I have to have it in my room in case somebody important calls me. But like, the school, you're not important. Parents.
I guess.
That's pretty damn important if a parent's calling me.
Stay it. I guess just put the goddamn head on and not like so probably they won't like just call. Yeah. Like, the only way to like do this just like remove the head from the position, like the staying position it's in. Like, fuck.
I have removed the phone from its charging port.
Yep.
Who's excited for season 5 of Date Alive?
Yes.
We talked about this.
We did talk about this in our first episode. Yeah. Yes. Just we could talk about it again.
I really just want them to nail Phantom's character. Like, I honestly, that's what I really want, because she just deserves all the justice.
To be honest,
we
said the same thing.
I'm just saying they have 3 volumes to adapt in this season.
That's plenty for Date Alive. They are small.
Because like I don't care if they get to volume 20. I don't care if they get to volume 21 or 22. What they need to do justice. The only way that that Geek Toys fumbles this up for season 5 is if they do not add context.
Yep.
That's also one word.
because like everything is there because a majority of this next stretch is battle,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's not like there is dialogue, but it's not a lot of dialogue
Oh
in
my
the battle scenes themselves.
I there's one line I love is when she explains why she's doing this. She's like, I don't have the mental
They
fortitude
don't
of a
cut
human.
that.
Yeah,
Don't cut
I
that.
don't want to like I need that
Yeah.
line to be there.
There's a couple things. I feel like there's a couple things you can cut in Cocoon scene and be safe with it. You know what I'm talking about when I say Cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple things that can be cut safely, but don't go too far with it because if you
Yeah.
cut the context, the audience misses the premise.
Oh my god, that flashback and the beach scene. I will be so judgmental of that scene. I can be so forgiving if it's done well, but I will be so spiteful if it's done poorly. Because that's such a good scene.
Yes.
Which scene again?
The beach scene.
The beach.
You remember the one
With
with the
all
when they had
four.
the
All
food
four.
contest?
Oh, yep. Okay.
I'm also
There's two beach scenes. There's the one when in the whenever post Zafkiel, and then the one in the Cocoon.
Yeah.
That one's also good. Also, I'm really curious how they'll do her dress because her actual dress is so beautiful.
We talked about it like last time, and we have no idea. Probably the only way, like, unless they are fucking competent, they would use CGI. Like, they have no choice. That shit is so.
And
How can I say it? Like,
that's what I thought would be CGI, but that doesn't mean it's a negative. I've seen good CGI done before. Demon Slayer and Land of the Illustrious are some of the best series to incorporate CGI into a series, especially Demon Slayer, because I didn't even know there was CGI until someone pointed it out, which kind of makes it a bit more obvious now. But they just do such a good job, so I know it can be done. They can make a good CGI model without it looking like.
The problem is that, like, unlike Demon Slayer, it has Aniplex. We have fucking Kadokawa with this shit. Which,
I mean, it's better than who originally did Attack on Titan? Not Mappa, but the original one. Wit
Studio.
Wit CGI is awful a lot of the times. Like oh my god, like if you've ever watched Zombieland Saga,
Yeah.
oh my god, their CGI is so.
You know what they need to do? You know what they need to do? They need to get who the fuck was it that actually drew for Koshi Tachibana for Tachibana? Who was it that drew from?
Sunako.
Was it Sunako? Yeah, they just need to hire him. Just hire him. Problem solved.
Her.
Hire him. He'll draw the Astro dress.
Her.
Yeah.
Oh, is it her?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't pay attention to that shit.
I could not name any of most
hire Sunako.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is hire Sunako. She got that shit.
Oh my god, she knows how to make that dress because it is stunning.
I'm not. Depends on whether it would work or not. But I doubt they would hire Sunako for just that.
I just know that the Day of Life
just hire Sunako for the entire season. This is her season. Like, let's be real. This is her season.
They should have hired her for the entire all the seasons because they don't.
They should have, but like, studios are dumb. Geek Toys has been smart with their animation so far.
Especially DD season 3. I am never forgiving it. Like, trust me, you do not know how much hate I had for that when DD season 3 was airing. Every episode, all I felt was complaining. Right. I just hate it so much.
That shit doesn't exist. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, just like how there's no Tokyo Ghoul anime. Or Mother Love anime. How do they literally adapt the third part and they don't adapt the first parts?
What is this for?
Mother Love? How they adapt alternative, but they never adapt extra and unlimited.
First of all, if I'm being for real, Nate, season 2 was an improvement from season 1.
Season 2?
But yeah. First of all, one thing I can fucking guarantee you would love
Is the
is
goodbye
that
scene?
what?
The goodbye scene with that one woman? What's her
No.
name? Oh,
It first of all, the OP. It's
OP.
by the original artist. Artist for Mob Love, Jam
Oh,
Project,
nice.
and Minami Kuribayashi. That's Mob Love Alternatives and the original Mob Love's OP singers. They made like a song about that.
Okay,
And second of all, I think they did competently adapt Chomp.
oh wow.
Like yeah. Like
The Twizzlers get adapted,
Yeah.
or is that supposed to be the next season?
yeah, it ended in Sadogashima. Sorry, Malachi, if you don't know this, but we're just bringing out random words like to you probably. Yeah, it ended in Sadogashima. So after that would be Twisters, Yokohama, then the end.
I'll admit, I'll like seeing the fandom react to Twizzlers. That's gonna be funny.
I mean, it depends if they like the worst thing they can do to it is probably make it as a movie.
Well, I was talking about it being censored.
Nah. If they did like if they for Chomp, I think they did like not really show not really showed like the face, but with the atmosphere, like the tension in it, like yeah, they did it competently.
Okay.
Like
We should probably stop so that way we don't actually spoil Machi, because he probably does not care about any of this.
yeah.
This
Right.
of Mub Love?
Yeah.
I probably ain't ever gonna read it or like do whatever series it is. I don't know. I've heard about it, but I've just never been interested in it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can we talk about like one of my topics?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Since we're still in, since we got on topic with Mob Love, we can talk about Data Live. So for context, I've been recently rereading like Data Live recently. I'm at volume 3. So Kirby's volume.
Yeah.
We want to talk about how misinformed the fucking anime only community is about.
Dude, she's not
about
yandere.
Kurumi.
Even as an anime only, you can tell she's not yandere. People just don't know what yandere is. They think it's just psychotic. No, a yandere is someone who's mentally unstable and literally needs someone who's a pillar to help them like stay stable. Because that's what yandere is. It's a mentally unstable person that is so devoid of love that they need someone to love, a literal pillar to keep them stable before they crumble down. Like you can't just be, oh, I'm psychotic. Kurumi doesn't love Shido at all. She just wants his powers. She's just a psychotic nut job. Okay.
She doesn't actually fall in love with Shido until like the events of 204 happened.
She's not until Origins and Time. She's not in love with him.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's just even like I said, even if she was, she's still people just don't understand that yandere is complex. They have to be mentally unstable, and they have to be like, because yandere, if they're in love, can be a perfectly stable human being. They don't just like go crazy out of nothing. It's because they're so devoid of love that they need a mental pillar, and they choose a guy or a girl to be that mental pillar. And once they're in a stable relationship, they are perfectly natural. Data Life has 2 yanderes, and it is not Kurumi. One of them is actually Keyblade user, and the other is Final Boss. Yes, I'm going to call her Keyblade user. She has a freaking Keyblade.
Sorry, my brain's trying to catch up. The fuck did you just say?
Keyblade, Mukuro, the Keyblade user. She's an actual yandere.
You did not just
Keyblade.
Like probably, first of all, if Jesus was in this call right now, he would probably laugh at me because of you saying that. Thank God he's not here. Okay, so
I don't understand anyone hatred for any of the girls. All the main girls. The only girl I think is actually uninteresting is that one blonde chick that's on Westcott's side. Not the white head. You know the other blonde one. She's the only one.
which one,
Ellen?
Karen or
I
Ellen?
think it's Karen. Like she's the one of the fighters.
Oh,
for
no,
Westcott.
no,
Karen,
Karen is the
Elliot.
his sister. The other one.
Oh.
Anna
Yeah.
Blanc.
Annabelle?
What the fuck?
Whatever. She's boring and uninteresting. I think she's the only one that deserves any type of like slander or hate. Every other female or women, I think you can actually argue that they're a great character.
The former, like it was like because of the split timeline stuff. The former AST girl.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about? The former AST one?
Yeah.
Because Westcott has like two women by his side. The first one is the blonde,
Ellen.
is silver hair,
Ellen.
and then the other is this
Ellen.
blonde hair chick who has like no personality or character.
Mm.
She did have character, but then they
Barely.
made her a doll.
Yeah.
I guess.
Westcott doing Westcott things.
She just didn't have much to her. She just wasn't that interesting. I
think it's like
they're
an Anastasia or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like that. Anyways,
Anyways,
so my topic is Nate, do you want to talk about visual novels a bit?
who?
Visual novels.
The visual novels?
This motherfucker.
No,
said
no, no.
who?
Oh, I've never played the visual novels.
No, not actually like the daylight visual novels. I mean visual novels.
Like in general?
As a
In
whole.
general.
Yes. Because my topic I want to talk about is how like day life connects to visual novels. Because looking back, reading rereading the volumes so far, even though I'm still at volume 3, this series is built like a visual novel, in my opinion.
Well, they do take the inspiration for the date. Like literally their entire power system is based on visual novels and dating. Because it's always, you get 3 choices. Which one will give her the most heart consent?
Yeah.
Heart content.
Like and the volumes act as roots, but also it stacks upon the plot. It reminds me of Diaz Irae. Which first of all, if you're gonna read it this summer, do it in a specific order. Unless you want.
I have the order.
Unless you want.
Someone told me about it. Someone already told me about the order.
Yeah, Diaz Irae and the other one being the 9 series or 9 series for short. Those two VNs have roots that built upon another. That's daylight for me. And after I guess what you call the 12 or no, like how many? Like wait, let me check. Toka, Yoshino, Kurumi, Kotori, Yamai Sisters, Miku, Natsumi, Origami.
Volume 14 or 15.
Shido, you can call volume 12 Shido's own character root. 13, 14, Miyamukuro. Yeah, 14 volumes. No,
15.
14.
15 is the final volume for Mokuro.
No. Okay, I need to refer. Toka, Yoshino, Kurumi. Sorry if I'm being redundant. Yamai.
Miku has
for
2
fuck's sake.
volumes.
Yeah. So that's.
Then you have Natsumi has 2 volumes.
Yeah.
Origami has
Yamai.
2 volumes.
I mean, if we're getting rid of the Shido arc,
okay.
Then
okay, 10. Okay, 10.
There's 10 spirits.
So yeah, 10 spirits
11
plus
technically,
Shido's.
but I mean there's
We're
10
not
spirit crystals.
That's a different one.
Okay. So it's 11 roots, including Shido's arc, volume 12. And after that is the true root, which there are, if you think about it, there's what you call this, 4 in a way, because like it ends with after volume 18, It also ends after volume 20. It also ends after would you like consider like an end to volume 21, or like
No,
would you
volume 21 is definitely not.
Volume
I
21 is a
mean,
cliffhanger.
Okay, so three true roots, I guess, if you call it that. Like the first true root would be 16 to 18. There we get the bad end, I guess. Then after that is the true end, as we all know. It ends with 20. Then after that is 21 and 22, finally ending the good end. Like yeah,
I
like that.
mean, like also the names of both the first and final volume are literally bad end and good end. That's also something that
Yeah.
we
Dead end Toka, and then I think
joke
it's
a good
good.
end.
I don't think it's, is it good end?
Yeah, it's good end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's what they were going for, but it does make it, the parallels are there definitely.
Yeah.
I think that was the entire point, is that the route that Cheeto was taking in the volume one was the got to the bad end because he did technically die, but
Yeah.
but like all his food got him to the good end. Like it's clear that the author was clearly a fan of visual novels, at least
Yes.
dating sims and stuff.
I think that's the reason why he has Sunako, because for those of you who don't know, her other series, her other popular series is, I think you know, Neptunia.
Oh, she did Neptunia.
No
Yeah,
wonder the dresses
she's
are
the
so
artist.
beautiful.
I mean, you know,
Yeah,
things are starting to make sense now.
yeah. Koshi is definitely a fan of visual novels. Like this, once I read, reading Daylight Volume 3 is a, it's a kind of realization. It doesn't, like, for me, it doesn't like it doesn't it's not a deconstruction of those visual novel tropes. It's more like a love letter slash parody of it. Like would you understand my reasoning?
I kind of like I get what you mean.
Like first of all, like, to explain my reasoning, like the parody part, like that's basically like all the shit, the shenanigans, the Kotori Ratadisker, when they pick like these choices. Then the love letter part comes from like the actual series itself, like how it's structured like a visual novel, and how like every plot detail, like yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it,
No,
bro,
no,
but
no. I
yeah.
get what you mean. So basically, yeah, each route itself can be structured like a visual novel, a very short visual novel route. Like it
Yeah.
condenses it. He has to go on a date. He has to choose the right routes. He has to kiss her, and then then it would end with happily ever after. This goes on,
Yeah,
but it also structures like a one route visual novel where
you
each
can think of,
where
it as like,
yeah,
okay, you go.
like
For me, you can think of it as Umineko in a sense, because like, remember, like in Umineko they repeat the shit over and over again, but
each
still
one
like
technically ends
different.
in a bad end, depending on how you look at it. But it all leads up to
Yeah.
one true route. So that's what
Mm.
it. But that's what, yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like Day of Life is each route for until we get to the main story. Each route is structured like an individual route, the way it's
Yeah.
played. Like, but it's all connected to one giant route. So
Mm.
it's kind of, I think it's the authors combining both one route visual novels as well as multiple route visual novels.
Yes. Kinetics and full length, should I say, or routes.
Yeah,
Routes.
yeah, yeah. From what you said, like route visual novels, each route is much longer.
Anyways, that's it. Alachi, you can, or Nate, you can talk about other things. Like, do you have something in mind?
Silence ensues the crowd.
And a hush fell over the crowd. You crickets.
I love that feature.
Those crickets owe me
I
money.
love that
Tell them
feature.
crickets to give me my $5.
Who? Hold on. I actually just heard crickets. Who the fuck did that? Was that a soundboard?
Yep. No,
That wasn't you guys?
yeah.
Adjust your soundboard volume.
That's from Discord itself.
Crickets. Play.
Oh.
Oh my god!
you hear the click. I heard the click.
Crickets.
That's
play.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This is like that is not crickets, but yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Anyways,
Oh my god.
That was wild.
I just learned this today. Like,
I
did.
didn't even know you all could do this. I thought you
Like-
one of you guys played crickets. I'm about to go, yeah.
Nah, like I just saw this fucking button on Discord right there. I don't know if you see it. It's probably like on the top left. Basically near like this part, like you know how there's like this like square we have where we see each other.
Yeah.
There in this black screen, there's like in this bottom left, there's like a sound there. That's
Yeah, music.
specifically
I
for
see
sound.
that.
Yeah, that's how I. Yep.
Oh, that's great. You looked up
We're gonna
crickets.
Oh
use-
my god, there's a coolant button. It's a space duck.
Anyways, can we go back? Can we fucking go back?
But I found a new toy to play with. Now this is something we can spend hours doing.
Oh, I found a new toy to play with.
Fucking. What series can we talk about next?
Let's see. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all a fan of romance series, so I'm pretty sure we can all find the romance series to talk about.
I mean, for me and Malachi, we have like our like
yeah.
But for you,
Speaking
Nate,
of-
you probably won't like it. I have seen your opinions on it.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one?
Tenshi-sama.
Oh. I don't hate it. I just wasn't able to get through it. And I tried to check, and I want to check out the anime, but like you all said, it was really bad. It was like really bad.
We don't need to talk about it again.
I think the
Me and
problem,
Malachi.
yeah, we don't need to talk about it, but I am gonna say, like, just to get it out of the way. The problem with the anime was the pacing.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about this. That's one of the biggest issues a light novel adaptation has ever faced is that they tried too much. So I think one of the best adaptations I've ever seen is Doom Flag, which is the isekai with the Otome games. So it usually adapts 2 volumes, and because each volume is so short, it lets each chapter breathe. Like there's an entire scene where Katarina is in a play, and they have this little dance montage. None of that is actually in the light novel. It's an anime original because it lets its series breathe. And that's something a lot of light novel adaptations don't know how to do, is that they need to let a series breathe and adapt scenes better that a light novel can't. But they try too much. They try 3 or 4, or in index cases, 9. And that's just not what you should do. Let a series breathe. That's even something Mushoku doesn't do well in. Like, it tried too much and didn't let its series breathe enough. It does do its competent job, but that's something a lot of light novels just fail at, is they don't let a series breathe enough, where it lets a scene take time to develop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For you, it doesn't just involve light novels. It can also be visual novels as well. There's some few examples that can do those parts. Like, it doesn't let like it, or should I say, like, it doesn't like copy it 1-to-1. You can consider it a bad adaptation in a sense, but it's still like really good. For example, like a great adaptation that also cuts from its source material would be what you call this, Clanad, because like you don't, because for context, Clanad is a visual novel and its roots are, well, not everything is adapted. They adapted like the important parts
They
and
that's
they
the
did
main.
it competently. Clanad as a whole is probably like one of the best VN adaptations ever.
That's unfortunately a very shallow trophy to it. That's a very shallow trophy to obtain.
Yeah. And for light novels, you can say the same thing for the GOAT Danmachi season 4.
Danmachi season 4 is actually so good. Like, I'll admit it does change. It does, like, I know it cuts a few things here and there, but it's still a competent adaptation enough where I could actively recommend it
2 cores.
because it did what it
3
needed.
volumes.
No, Danmachi is such like Data Life or like Doom Flag aren't heavy dialogue series. Danmachi so is that you can't just adapt 3 or 5 into a 12 episode season. I'm also still upset
Looking
that,
at the Sword Art Torio.
that season 4 cut off the monster dialogue. Machi, have you ever read Danmachi?
What the fuck? Okay. I have read all of the current Oratoria novels and up until 13. I think I'm on 14.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
do you
season 4.
So do you remember the Moss Deep inner dialogue? Because that's in the light novel where it explains how he became, how the Moss Deep became basically what's it called, an abnormal monster because he followed the tracks, he followed the humans. He actually learned when they're casting when they're casting a spell, it usually sounds like singing.
Yeah.
So he knows how to
Yeah.
target those first because it takes a long time, and that's like and that's something I'm sad that the anime didn't at least try to show, especially for Juggernaut. I really was sad that the Juggernaut's inner dialogue was cut, but it is what it is. Like, that's kind of hard to adapt. But even
Yeah.
then, like, even with those things cut, I still consider it a good adaptation because you can never get a perfect one for one, but it's
Yeah.
competent enough.
To be honest, like the only things I can see that are 1-to-1, like there's 2 adaptations I think are 1-to-1 to their source material, and even adds to it. One would be 86. Second would be the Reincarnated in Another World as an Aristocrat, the Assassin one.
I've actually never read for either, so I don't really know. Mine's are Doom Flag and Excel World. Those are probably the best visual adaptations I've seen.
Um. So So, is it as Assassin reincarnated as an aristocrat adapted just 1 volume? Yeah, just 12 episodes, 1 volume, and that volume was short as fuck, like 200 pages.
All that happened in one volume? That's insane.
Yep.
Reincarnated
added
as an
more-
aristocrat. I'm trying to remember which one that is.
It aired in the same year as Mushoku anime, except it was an old assassin gets killed, and so the god in being a cart needs him to be an assassin because of
Finest Assassin?
yeah.
Yeah.
That one. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I remember
also-
all that happening in volume 1. That was a really good adaptation. That was a really good adaptation.
Something
Yeah,
I need to vent about. So I actually had a mutual who hated, not really mutual, but someone I was in a group chat. They despised Mushoku, but they love Finest Assassin. And when we brought up all the
Same
things,
author.
well, no,
Well,
they
not
just
literally the same author, but like
but
feels like the same author.
like when they slammed, be like, well, Rudy's a 35-year-old person in a 12-year-old. But when we brought this up about Finest Assassin, they went quiet, and I hate that. Like, if you're gonna hate Mushoku for these reasons, do not be a hypocrite and then say like, oh, this series is okay because it's 84. When that guy actually groomed the first woman, and I'm just like, how are you guys? Like, I'm sorry, I hate when people be hypocrites like this, and they'll attack one series. But they'll leave another series completely fine because it's just not as creepy or whatever.
I think the difference there, well, I'm not going to say difference because they're both really good, and I think the hypocrisy is there. I think that the difference with What's Finest Assassin is that he didn't actually groom them.
Well,
He didn't actually groom her, Tarte. What he did was he made her an assassin. That's what he wanted to do. He didn't want
well,
to make her a love interest, but
well, no,
you
not a
know what
sexual link, but he
happens.
groomed her in the way that he chose the proper time and he chose the proper words so that way she would be loyal to him. Like, yes, he did
Yeah.
groom her in a sexual way, but I consider that a form of grooming in a way that he chose the correct time
Yeah.
to save her. He chose the correct
Yeah,
time.
in a way it does.
No, I'm not saying that makes him a bad character.
In
I'm
a
not.
way.
I'm not gonna be that person. But I just
Nah.
don't like the fact that people will go after Rudy, who never groomed Eris, Roxy, or Sylphie. But then they'll completely praise this series. Like, I didn't see it much, but I did see like a few people, and that's just like a gripe of mine. Like, it's the fact that they just would not.
Who wrote Mushoku Tensei?
Rifujin no Maganote.
Maganote. Yeah. I don't really think he has a.
Yeah, that's his pen name, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Okay.
Rifujin
not
no Maganote.
same author. I was checking my bookshelf. Not the same
No,
author.
So
I don't think Final Assassin. Magno does have a different one. It's actually an orc and a elf lover. Like, it's very. I think it's a very wholesome romance novel, but I don't think he wrote Final Assassin.
And there's also his popular work, infamous Skiyori Rui.
I've never heard of that.
So
That's World's Finest Assassins creator. I'm pretty sure he wrote Healer, right?
Oh yeah, no, he actually wrote a review of Healer.
Yep.
Which I despise with every fiber of my being. I don't even like talking about it.
I've never watched it because it sounded like the most boring and uninteresting thing.
Bad.
Oh, I know what it's about. Like, and I'm just like,
the concept is just awful to me. I mean, I understand what they want. I understand what he's going for. I just don't.
Yep.
It is a revenge story, and I get why some people would like that because, unfortunately, in this world, a lot of people have been wronged, and they'll never get the revenge. So this is what someone I know.
The problem is the culture that they decided to do the revenge off of, and I'm not a. I mean,
that's perfectly fine.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This entire series is rape culture.
Yeah, it basically is. Like, it is a pure revenge. It's a pure revenge story about a bad person, a bad person who's wrong, doing horrible things to horrible people, and you're never supposed to feel bad for them because they're horrible people. But I feel like that's not always a good excuse for doing bad things. And it's just like, I'm just like, I don't care enough. That series looked boring. It looked uninteresting, and I'm just like, I have better things to waste my time on. Like, if I'm gonna watch a trashy series, I want to enjoy that trashy series. There's no point watching a trash series if you're not even gonna enjoy it.
So can I talk about something?
Yeah, let's talk about something else. This is
no. Like relating to that. Like I want to throw something that can either dug me through a deep hole, or you can agree with me whether you like it or not. Yeah. So can I talk about my favorite series of all time?
Sure.
Rance. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Rance.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: having
I don't know.
Having questionable content doesn't make a series bad. The difference with Redo is that there's nothing appealing about it. It doesn't feel like there's any actual thing good about it. Rance, from what you described, actually feel like there's some depth to it. So, like, I personally don't mind questionable or bad content as long as it's actually well written. Like, I can usually overlook it if it's well written enough.
Yeah, I think that's the primary difference with a lot of double-edged. This is going to be a very double-edged sword here. Whenever I say this, and I have to present it this way because anybody who listens to this podcast whenever it releases will probably like, well, this instance on this series because that was well written. No, it's always a double-edged sword. It doesn't matter what fictional genre it is. In real life, like we can't have these things. So like just in general questionable topics, incest, rape, even more, even though it's not what the vast majority of the public eye lolicons with that. It's in real life, it's bad. But I think that in a story it can be well written. Um, the problem is finding the story that is well written.
And
So if you
which
have
one?
that story, don't like point your swords at us and say, "Hey, it's not all bad," because we know it's not all bad. Well, I
No,
mean,
that's
rape
also something.
aside.
That's something internet really has an issue with is that like people make the joke about, well, Twitter is somewhere where you'll get misconstrued sentences, but this is something that's really messed up because I saw someone who posted an entire thing like, me and my husband just sit on the porch and just drink our coffee, and it was really wholesome, and people brought up these random things like, well, my event's not like this. About to go, stop making this about yourself. Stop bringing up things that aren't part of the conversation. That is something a lot of people who
Yeah.
argue online have this issue, is that
I think-
they don't stick to the conversation. They like to bring in things that don't apply to it, or be like, well, what about this series? We're not talking about that series. You and me think Reduce is a bad series. If you think it's a good series, fine. We do not agree with that. But it's just like, don't bring in series that have nothing to do with the conversation. Sorry.
I mean, that's perfectly fine. That's actually kind of what I was getting at. It's like there are examples. There are what's the word I'm looking for?
Questionable content?
There
Yeah.
are externalities basically.
Yeah, there's always an
where
exception.
there's all exception. There you go. There's
So,
always going to be an exception. But I mean, it's one of those things where I personally think that rape in a series, no matter what the context, is bad for the series. However, I've heard from people online in series that it has worked.
I've
Yeah.
never found a series where it works.
Rance.
However,
So
for me, here, hold on. I don't think it works, but I don't think it's always a negative.
Yeah.
If the story has showed things like Mushoku has, one of my favorite things is that everyone in Mushoku is not a good person. That is what I love. Is humanity is that everyone is gray, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even the good guys are all shown morally gray in certain scenarios, and they're not They're not
the
upright
only
people.
the only ones who are good are the main heroines.
yeah.
Ares
In a
herself.
sense,
even then, Ares is gray.
And Roxy,
Yeah.
I'll admit, is a bit gray. Sylvie and probably Norm
Innocent.
are probably the most morally correct people in the series. But that's fine. You'll always find those people. But that's what I like, is that not everyone is morally gray. And that's my thing, is that like rape and stuff, like trigger warning. We should have saw this, but yeah. But like, if it's in there, it doesn't mean I think it'll be a bad series. But I don't ever think I'll give it points to it, because I've just never met a series that will give me the ad point. But it's just like when
So,
it's only that, there's nothing else. Sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So if I talk about Rance, I might be fucking dig into a hole because I can't explain that shit well. So
Honestly,
what-
Go ahead.
It probably,
I'm defending a fucking shit. Anyways, Rance is Rance is an old series. Like, this shit is, like I said, in past like interactions with people, it's old as Final Fantasy. It's old as Dragon Quest. So yeah, it's that fucking old. So when it comes to things like this, it's considered like a progenitor of the eroge genre as a whole. Visual novels have been inspired by eroge. I will make a shameless plug just this once. I sent shit. Because this shit inspired a lot of series. And especially the isekai genre.
oh, that absolutely makes sense.
ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba, fucking the rest of the light novel industry. It has some sort of rants in it. Though when it comes to the questionable scenes, like you said, like the rape part, like Rance, we don't condone him, but he is like this character that's so full of charisma that you probably just you don't really hate him that much. You honestly would like him. Like, he's endearing in a sense, but you also don't condone his actions. Like, though he also grows, like, there's something like similar to Mushoku Tensei with Rance. First of all, they have an ED arc If you know, you know.
Oh my god, yes. School art.
So Rance, yeah, Rance has his own ED arc.
Oh my
And
god.
after
Sorry. Go ahead.
okay, so Rance is his own ED arc, and after that, he started to mature as a person. After that, unironically, he started like being more mature. Like he's no longer this what you call this childish brute. He's more like he's calmed down a bit. Like he still like does it, but it's lesser. Like it's more like even in the latest translated game, Rance 9, he actually fucking would cares for the girls he fucking um what you call this?
He's
He
in
conquers.
relations with.
Relations, yeah. Not exactly conquer. That's a different story. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
that's basically it. Like,
there are definitely a couple he's conquered.
yeah,
I'm like, I'm
yes,
pretty sure
yes.
you're talking a few of them. Like, I've seen enough of you talk about it where I'm just like, it has to be a few.
Depends.
I'm curious,
shit.
how much time passes between the first game and the 10th game? Like, how many years pass?
just 1 year.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually like
I would have thought of like 1 year, just like every single week he has a
nah,
new
nah,
girl.
nah.
Even that's it. Even that's yeah.
Though it makes more sense. Like the timeline builds upon itself. Like first of all, the first game is this quest to find the girl. Like it's the title is called Quest for Hikari. Like Hikari's the girl. Then after the later games introduces like these operations, these to overthrow something, basically just what you call this revolutions. Like even in the final game, it's a massive war. It's a war arc that lasted like 2 years. It's a war arc that lasted like year. Like I won't say like how many years, but yeah.
Be
like,
fair, that's a normal war arc. Let's be real. Wars in general are not supposed to be won in like a few months. That's not how wars work.
Yeah, like the war arcs in Rance, like it's probably like my favorite of all time. Like like it also helps because like Rance X is the longest video game. It has the longest video game script of all time. So it's also considered the longest visual novel of all time as well.
Oh boy, sounds fun. And exhausting.
Though the problem is you probably can't go 100% unless you like do like any random shit imaginable because there's like secret dialogues even with its massive length. So you probably won't 100% it. Like I'm pretty sure only like a few people have truly 100% the entire game.
What you're saying is I'll need a guide. Gotcha.
Oh, that depends if it releases soon.
I don't
anyways,
think at least for several years.
Yeah, that's definitely not coming like next year. Yeah, because like we only have one translator on it, like one,
Oh boy.
and it's already like halfway through. So I guess in a few years it would be done.
That's better than you thought it would be. I mean, I thought it was much less translated.
There's only like 2 games untranslated, so if you want to binge it now, you can do it. But yeah,
I want to get through some other visual novels before I start something like Rance. Rance is like the index of visual novels for me, and I want some time to prepare myself.
yeah. No, first of all, I'm really enjoying Amir, like his his playthrough of that.
Oh, Amir's! Oh my god! It's the bookmarks. I love that you can see how many people bookmark it. That is one of my favorite additions to Twitter because it's hysterical.
I love
Yeah.
it on the controversial like lewd tweets, like the ones that are like, "Oh, hey yo," those tweets. I love like finding out how many bookmarks they have.
Yeah. um,
Book
Amir's
just one more year before they actually publicize bookmarks, and then everyone is screwed. I'm not. My bookmarks are literally mostly my tweets are just recommendations. I am completely safe.
Listen, I'm a degenerate, and I don't give a fuck if somebody looks at my bookmarks.
Dude,
I ju-
yes! Being accepting
I
of
understand.
Don't know how much
Ah,
shit. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up clearing my bookmarks anyway because I gotta actually like go through my bookmarks. Not for the bookmark thing, just because I periodically go through my bookmarks and like
I
clear
do
them.
too.
So it's like,
I just like same as Nate. It's either like because like like first of all like I usually save images on my phone, and when I use like a laptop, my device here, which is a laptop, I just bookmark it and just clear it
yeah,
later. But yeah,
it's like I just have a whole bunch of series that it's like that I want to read. Uh, yeah, some of them are definitely um lewd, but still,
I'm sorry, but if you're worried about bookmarks, then what you do is you make a private account that no one else but you follow, and then you bookmark it. Then, like that's literally the
yeah,
best way to do that. And
yeah,
if you
that's
can't do
fair.
that, then
I don't really
I'm not
care.
going to feel sorry for you about when if your bookmarks are revealed because you could have done that at any point, made a separate account.
Yeah, that
Yeah, it's
could
like I'm
be,
not gonna
but
feel sorry. I'm just be like once bookmarks gets publicly
yeah,
released, I'm literally gonna make a live tweet saying, "I don't give a fuck if somebody looks at my bookmarks. If you judge me for it, that's
yeah.
on you, bro."
I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to laugh at
I
people who
agree.
actually freak out about this. It's
Actually,
going
I
to be like,
want to pin that shit. As I'm gonna pin that shit whenever bookmarks get released.
Yeah,
dude, that's it's going to be funny.
Like
yeah.
they're gonna get in my
So
profile. The first thing they're gonna see is my pinned message. It's gonna say, "Look through my bookmarks. I dare you. If you judge me for it, that's on you."
No, people
ah,
are always trying to be like that.
yeah.
I mean, you can't judge me for stuff that I like. Like seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You probably Twitter likes to do that a lot. I can't tell you
Yeah.
how many times I've been judged for liking DD.
I bet you they like
And
DD too.
Yeah, but they probably don't like the same way I do. Like I don't care for the fan service besides it for the comedy as much as other people do. Like I actively like the story and plot.
mm,
I literally made a 25 tweet thread about it, and I still think I could have had more.
so when it comes to like okay, this factors into your other topic, right, Malachi? Like you said like you want to talk about guilty pleasures.
Oh yeah. Like guilty pleasure
So
series that you have.
I have many, if
I do
I'm being
too.
honest.
I don't know if I have
Like
I talked about one of them last time we spoke, and I think I mentioned it to Nate as well. It's the series that has that one powerful character that I told you to explore.
Oh, you mean that one character that's it's
broken as shit.
Broken
yeah.
as shit. Yeah, it's. I mean, Featherine has a chance. I would love to see a battle between Featherine and the character that I have because their premises are like the premises of their powers are very similar.
You'd have to know someone that actually knows how to talk about both of them because a lot of power scalers do not understand how some characters work.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's strange because as of right now, so the light novel, the because you wanted to read the light novels, not the web novels. The light novel currently only has 13 volumes, and we haven't even gotten anywhere close to showing what her true power is, like in the light novels, like the character that I'm talking about. In
Mm.
fact, where I got the description of her powers was in the after story. It was an afterword that the author made like 1,000 chapters into the web novel, and the main story ended like 680 something chapters in it.
Of
So I mean,
course.
like they're not even long chapters. Like they're decently sized like web novel chapters. So
I'm just
I think, hold on, let me check.
my
Right
God.
now, like currently released, there are 1,526 web novel chapters, and they're being released like every other day, about every other day.
I swear that's just Chinese novel slang.
Yeah, but this is a Japanese novel. It's good. I like it.
So
I
so
think
when okay, you go.
so. Yeah, you were talking about guilty pleasures. I was trying to think of mine. I think my only guilty pleasures are probably Orimo and Killing Bites. Like, there's probably a few others, like maybe the
Kirino is
smartphone.
mid as fuck.
No, no. Well, first of all, I don't really have much to say. I don't think any of them are actually good. I just like all of them. Besides, there's how you guys tell Kirino where the redhead idol is there. Literally, she didn't even have a freaking character story. She just like confessing to get
I don't
rejected.
care. I mean, listen,
At
the
this point,
listen, I know it's a visual novel.
no,
But
it's a light novel.
they well, it's both. I'm pretty sure there's a visual novel.
No, it's a light
They
novel.
have multiple roots.
No,
So
they're like
that's
if light novels, but not. It's
yeah,
not
they're
really.
light novels.
Anyway, the series fumbled whenever he dumped Kotoneko for his sister.
Well, yeah,
For real.
he should have dated Kuronako. She is the best girl. But the fact is that I don't know what anyone was expecting. It's called My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. If you go into a series like that and you expect anything
Fair
but
enough.
the incest, you are 100% at fault. I'm sorry, but that is literally the most obvious ending possible.
Listen. When I first heard the title, I thought it was gonna be like something tame. I didn't think it was gonna be incest route. I mean,
Oh,
power to them.
I really thought
It
it was going to be
was
incest when I heard the title.
uh,
It's called My Little
like
Sister
just
Can't Be This Cute.
my
Yeah.
little sister can't be this cute. I mean, it's like
I mean, like, how does
com-
that even sound like a visual novel? That sounds like more like a light novel, if anything.
so comparatively, if I were to compare, in my brain at least, for that title specifically, there's a lot other titles that are like yeah, you can definitely see incest route, like incest with it,
Oh,
but just
sister boning.
for some reason my brain did not connect incest for that title.
Ah.
And it was like it was very much like a, instead of it being incest, it was like just straight up cuteness, like adorable type situation, where it was like oh,
Yeah.
what's that one series with the slothful sister, um
I don't
Himura?
know.
yeah, Hinamura.
Who was
That's
the
what I was.
little orange gremlin?
Yeah, the blonde. I think it's the blonde
Yeah,
head
she's
girl.
blonde.
But like,
She's a little
she's
gremlin.
different. She's like a princess at school, but at home she's like a demon and selfish. That one, like
Ah.
that's what I was thinking. Like that's the type of series that I was thinking whenever I heard the title, because it's just like that's cute.
To be honest,
Uh,
can I talk about something?
yes.
It's like one of my guilty pleasures of, or to be honest, it's not even a guilty pleasure, but like I have like a deep appreciation for it, is it's also related to incest, would be the second episode, um I would say second episode, but it's actually like the second game of the 9-9 series. So like I said earlier, 9-9 is like it's like a story that's stacked upon roots. Like every episode is, or every game is like one root, one after the other. The second one is the incest root, or yeah. um as you can see here, like this is like the main heroine, Sora.
Sister.
She is, yeah, she is probably like the most funniest girl ever. Like I fucking giggled every time like she and the protagonist Kakeru um interacts. Like they probably like have like the best one of the best sibling dynamics I have ever seen. Like It makes me crack up every time. It's yeah. Anyway, so that's it. We can talk about more guilty pleasures if you want.
I mean, aside from the guilty pleasure, like that's my isekai guilty pleasure. Like it's because it's just so
Yeah,
wholesome.
that's fair.
I mean,
So
it's one of the stories that's like I can't critique it for its writing because there's plot holes everywhere and foreshadowing everywhere. Um, but I just love it because I like it a lot. I mean, it's the
yeah,
pacing is kind of strange in my opinion, but I
No,
like it.
I
I like
I think it
it
makes
anyway.
sense. Like, I don't understand why some people don't understand that some people can view the writing and enjoyment separately. Like, you could still like view a series writtenly and then
Yeah,
just not care about
yeah.
how badly written it is. Like, for me, Fruit of Evolution
see,
is
it's
one of
like
it's just
yeah,
it's just
Cheap
not
guy also in a sense, since
it's
there's
very
Saimata.
interesting in my guilty pleasures case because the writing isn't bad by any means. Like it's very well written.
which series
I
again?
think there's a so it's called I was caught up in a hero summoning, but that world was at peace.
Oh, that
Uh,
one. Yeah, no.
yeah. So it's like it's very well written. I will give it that. Like it's probably one of the more better written ones that I've ever come across. There
Oh
are
yeah.
definitely some like critiques that can be made. But I look past those just because of how sweet and wholesome it is. Like it's you would think it's a serious story, but at its core, it's meant to be a sweet story. And one of my favorite parts of it is there's this running gag of the after story. Like one of the characters in the after story is named as Sirius Senpai, that the author made to make it a running bit that there is no seriousness or very little seriousness in this series. It's all
Hmm.
wholesome sweetness. So
That
That reminds me. I would go off topic, but like there's another guilty pleasure that I think like the writing is absolutely phenomenal, but I think only a few people would actually read it, and that
yeah,
is the series that I mentioned to you before. It's Magica no Kenshi,
yeah,
because that series is you can say like it's similar to along the lines of DXD, Shin Mai Mao,
HXH.
Matsugakuen. Yeah. It's very etchy, but it actually has
which
like
series again?
what?
The English title?
Um I don't know. I
I
I,
wonder
I
what
have no
that.
idea. I just call it Majika no Kenshi. So the if I talk what? Nate.
Um,
So can I talk about it while you
Yeah,
search?
yeah.
mhm.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to the writing of no Kenshi, it's actually very good. In my opinion, I love first of all, I love like it's a different type of like harem magic harem light novel series where it's basically like you the protagonist isn't like what you call this is in a sense similar to Issei, but I would say it's more base. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen you guys talk about this one.
Yeah, and I think my most favorite part of it is the power system and the world building itself because um I'm a massive like I have like a deep obsession with mythologies. Like this is why like I love the machi. I love like the mythologies in it. And same goes with Magic no Kenshi. The mythologies of it is very interesting. Like we can go from Indian, like it's like similar to DXD as well. Like we could go to Indian mythology, we can go to Solomon's 72 demons. We can go from what you call this Greek, Roman, even Celtic, and what you call this Norse mythology. Yeah, there's so much things involved in Majin no Kenshi that it's really interesting. Just seeing like how their powers work and how it connects to even the characters themselves. Like it connects their um counterparts as well. Like I talked with Nate about Loki. So in Magic no Kenshi, I will spoil this because I think he's like the main protagonist and he already appears like in volume 1. So it's not even like a spoiler. So Loki is this kind of main antagonist that's really interesting, and what I appreciate about him more is like his his complexity complex parallels to his mythology counterpart. So yeah.
Makes sense. I do love Loki though, so that honestly sounds like right up my alley.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy it, Nate.
I do love mythology. Like I always love adding mythology. Like even if it's not real mythology, like it's even made up mythology in the world, I love adding it and seeing how it interacts with the world.
Can we talk about other topics? Like since we're done with it. Oh yeah, I remember now. I guess my second topic I thought about is favorites. Because like I know Nate loves to say his like favorites.
Like favorites best because sometimes they do differ.
I mean, like favorites. Favorites
Because
best. Like what? Like in your own like opinion. Like not like something you love. Like it's not really like in terms of like who's like the best
just
at like
which one I love the most. I gotcha.
yeah.
Like you talking about
So
characters, series, or it's just favorites in general.
let's talk about something like I know you list like a lot of different things, but I never seen you like list authors or like creators.
Um,
Like, do you have like
my favorite authors. So I do. So sometimes it's hard to like based on what they're written or the person themselves, since a lot of times I don't really know much about an author past what they've written, and sometimes a person who you could think like, oh wow, I really love them, they could turn out to be a total horrible human being. 10 years down the
mm,
line, you find it on Twitter. Anyways, enough
you're
about
not
Harry
mentioning?
Potter.
I'm looking at you.
So let's see. I mean, do you mean like art, like terms of like drawings, like artists? Because I absolutely love ones that are like in terms of like drawings. I absolutely love ones that are kind of more out there. Like Angels of Death, I think has one of my favorite has one of my favorite manga illustrations, just because it's so unique and breathtaking. Not to mention, I also love the Umineko illustrations.
The PS3 ones, right?
Huh?
The PS3
Yeah. Oh no, I meant like the manga.
because
Sorry, I meant manga versions. I also
okay,
do love
so
the beautiful PS3 versions.
yeah, so we'll talk about authors for later, but like my favorite artists, that depends and on my mood. But like if I if I have like all from the different mediums, I have like manga, light novel, visual novel. Like I think the best would be first of all, I would put Sunako because of course.
Yep.
Um, second would be Riv because of course.
Because of who was that one?
Spirit Chronicles Illustrator.
Yep. Yep.
Because God. Like, can we share like a bit of it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show it while I'm speaking. So other ones would be okay, we're going into visual novel territory. It would be Naga, which is the artist for Keyworks. Like not the main, like one of the main artists because I love his style. Another one would be Izumi Subasu, which made the 9 series. As you can see here from from the shit I shit earlier. Like this like the artist. Another one would be I guess like adding to that Diaz Erase illustrator J Yusuke because Fate, Nate, I'm not gonna show that because I don't want you to get spoiled. But if you're gonna expect like amazing art, DS Eerie would be like the best thing you would see. It's so fucking raw.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I don't think any visual novel will ever take the place of Fata Morgana for me. I love the art for Fata so much. Like it's just so unique and beautiful. And I'm all right with reincarnation, but when I learned that it didn't have the same art, my heart sank a bit because it's just I absolutely love Morgana's visuals, like the way it's drawn, the way it all looks like it's painted. It's just such a beautiful rendition, and no visual novel will ever take the place of my love for Bata's artwork. I don't think any visual novel can do that for me.
Uh, yeah, that's understandable. Like Fata Morgana has like a very unique art compared to other visual novels. Um, I guess another one would be like what you call this, Orion, the artist for the Rance series. Like if I have like an example to make, it would be, I guess, like this illustration like here. Let me just post it for a bit. Yeah. Another one would be yeah. There's too much artists that I can name. There's I don't know. I can't really describe it. Like there's so much artists that I can appreciate their art like so much, especially like fan artists. Like some of those are just wow, just fucking wow.
I know, like Fate or Land of Luxurious fan arts are always beautiful when most of the time when I see them.
Yeah, like I remember. Yeah, I'm just like you can go on if you want.
Oh no, yeah, but like no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like yeah. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this series, but there's a series I really like that's called The Demon Girl Next Door. It basically takes the whole magical girl series with the trip.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I always want to find a fan of that. Like, I don't think the series is spectacular. I kind of just want the demon girl and the magical girl to finally confess and hook up because it is clearly showing that they are actually attracted to each other and it's clearly going for that end game. But like, I just like finding fan art. Like, I follow a few Twitter artists that'll just always make them. Also, Bochi the Rock. Like, I love Bochi the Rock fan art. It's so beautiful. No
I
matter
mean, there's too much artists to pick.
yeah, I really,
Like from where to the.
I really follow actual like artists just because like I did find this new artist. I don't know. This will probably be not a lot of people's things, but they draw Delia, like Ash's mom, and Jesse in like a relationship. A relationship. So basically, it's after Pokemon and Team Rocket left Team Rocket, so they can have normal lives. So it's just a drawing of them in those two in a relationship, and I'm just like, I didn't know I wanted this, but now I do because it's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, I only managed to find like any accessible part, but there's more like this. Like you ask, like for like for a series that basically you can describe as like funny rape man or something. This series has some. Okay, now I found some actual.
Is this
rules here.
Rance?
Yes, that is actually Rance.
That's a pretty hard. Is this from the actual game or is this fan art?
Yes, that's actually like a
And I
CG
quote,
for a game.
"Funny rape man."
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
there's some
that's such a good out. That's such a bad slash good out of context line that can just be heavily abused.
yeah, like I can send like CGs. Like these aren't really like spoilers since you won't know the context unless you read.
I love posting spoilers without context because the ones where you actually need context, you can just post them all the time, and it's just like you don't know the context, so you can't be spoiled.
Yeah. Like there's so much images like I can share with this, and I can share it all fucking day because God, I can just like appreciate like what the artist like this is a single artist on the longest video game script ever. Do you know how much fucking art you need to fucking draw? Because that series is like by that point like 400, like at least 300, 200 to 300 characters. You have to draw the sprites of every single one of them, including the nude sprites, including the CGs. That's what I like about the artist for the Rant series. He draws everything, but he also makes it very consistent.
Oh yeah, no, that's always fun to see is when is seeing a good CG where it's just like, oh, it's gonna be a CG, and then you see it and it's beautiful.
Yeah. So if you'll give me a minute, I'm stockpiling photos to show you guys some of, like, my favorite illustrations. Okay, so I already have Data Live and Spirit Chronicles, but I also have like
Yeah.
the Guilty Pleasure series. I'm trying to get photos from that to show you like how beautiful this art style is.
Like to be honest, I really wouldn't show um the guilty pleasure ones because
So the
to
reason
be
I'm not
honest,
none of the ones that I'm showing are spoilers.
yeah,
That makes it good.
like for I don't want the guilty pleasures one because like the guilty pleasures one is very it's beautiful, but it's also what you call this, lewd.
What?
Like I would think like these artists, like for example, Masugaku no HH, that is drawn by Hisasi, which is also a doujin artist. Yeah, like those kinds of series, like I can't like really show them, even though they're so beautiful. I can't really show them because, yeah,
It's fair. That's why I'm specifically choosing ones that are like they're not because what I have right now is like a volume cover. Like all the illustrations I'm picking are from the official um light novel stuff.
and while you're on that, here's like an illustration, by Riv. I love like his use of like different like colors and like what you call this, different kinds of effects on the art. It really makes it like you analyze it more and you like appreciate more like the cover itself. Like I'm very excited to see what volume 24 like has to offer, and this is like volume 20. Well, you upload the rest, like Nate, can we talk about like the authors this time, like the creators themselves?
Let's see. So I obviously do love the When They Cry author. Like I've seen only two, and I absolutely love it. Like I'm actually might check out the new Silent Hill game because I actually want to see what he would create.
Um, to be honest, his works, 07 expansion, basically the
Okay.
developer. So 07 expansion Ryukishi is, I guess, purely horror titles in a sense. But outside of that, like his work on, like he worked on Key. Um, so if you're expecting something out of a horror, like something out of Umineko or Higurashi, if you read like something like rewrites Lucia Route or Loopers, do not expect like horror elements because like for example,
I don't expect
I'm
horror
only
elements. I
speaking
expect good writing.
like for the key works that Ryukishi worked on, he prefers it to be like, since Key is one of his inspirations, he would respect like he won't put like he would put like a sprinkle of it, but not like everything. He would still stick it to like the Key
Well,
formula.
that
Um, yeah,
that makes sense. No. I don't. I'm going to Silent Hill because I want to see what he'll write. Like I don't go into the. I don't really like horror myself. Like I'm not a horror fan. So
yeah,
that should tell you how much I actually like Ryushiki, is that he can actually make me bypass my dislike for horror and want to make me
mm.
play a horror game.
Yeah. That's interesting. Like Ryukishi is like, he may be like a hack, but he actually does some good shit
We're just gonna leave
with
that
his original.
aside for now. We're not getting to this. You also never really
Uh,
played the visual novel. You read the manga.
yes, you have a fair point because I
I don't think the manga.
I didn't have
The manga is good. I just don't think the Yumi Neko is a complete. You completely experienced it without checking at least both out because I think both are really necessary. Like the music, like the way some of the CGIs are presented, it all plays into it. But that's for another subject. Nasu, well, that guy is a total fraud when it comes to like actually translating stuff because he won't give us anyone out of Japan a good translation. He's an amazing writer when it comes to like the
so
face Hollow Ataraxia.
So when it comes to Natsume himself, I read the Tsukihime manga, the Tsukihime original VN, and the Tsukihime remake. For the Tsukihime original, I only read Arc and Kohaku's because those are the two characters I like. It's like the only VN that I read have not read completely because I only read for like the two heroines that I'm actually interested in. But for the remake, I actually read. Oh, to be honest, I haven't fully read CL
It's
Sruth
not.
because by that point I was fucking annoyed with the MTL. It's actually like the only time I ever use MTL. After that, I just basically learned Japanese. So
It was just like just a discount Kirei from Fate. Now that's gonna upset people. Not really, but yeah.
wait, which one?
Kirei SEL. She's the priest with the blue
Nah,
hair who uses the same swords as
nah,
Kirei.
nah. They in universe, I think they were part of the same like organization or something, but nah, I wouldn't say they are a discount curate because
I would
first of all,
Kirei.
CL existed first before Kirei, and second of all,
That makes my Christmas
from what
better.
and second of all, from what I've heard, at least, like I haven't read far into CL Suit. I would only do that if the fan translation is actually finished. CL Suit is actually fucking good,
Oh, I
and
wouldn't doubt that.
that
I think
just
Nasu would not miss any of his roots. I have high expectations for any of his work.
I mean, I wouldn't say that for the original Tsukihime, but the remake, it really shows like he rewrote like some stuff that I really appreciate. It's like for me, it's like seeing like Arifureta web novel versus light novel. Like, am I right, Malachi? Like when we talked about 13.
Oh yeah, the differences. Oh my god, yes.
So
It's
it's a
it's
rough.
amazing.
So the original is more of a
Yeah,
draft, while the
It's
remake
more of a, it's
is a
more
final
of a
draft.
yeah.
yeah.
It's like that, but it's not even like a rough draft. I would say the difference between the web novel and the light novel is that the light novel is more detailed. Like because everything from the
Yes.
web novel is there. It's just more detailed.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Also, I have a list of illustrations.
Bring it out.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna start with just ones that are good in general, and then I'm gonna move on to like my personal favorites of this series. Hold on, I gotta get my personal favorites
Yeah. Okay.
in order.
That's
Okay. You don't need to go on that. Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
For me,
Here's
okay.
one.
I swear, I fucking
good.
love that shit.
Very nice. Gonna start
That's a nice
posting.
one. These are nice. These are nice covers.
Yeah.
Is this blonde haired girl the overpowered woman? Or white haired
Hold
girl?
on. No. Actually, none of these have been the overpowered one. I'll show you the overpowered one in a minute. The overpowered one is in this illustration that I'm going to post. It's just this is sort of a favorite, but just overall a really good color scheme.
I absolutely.
Yeah.
You mean the girl with no clothes on?
Shallow Vernal. That's the one.
Well, woman, put some clothes on.
It's
She
a
like wearing
swimsuit
a.
scene.
That's what I was
It's
about
a
to see.
swimsuit.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
about to go. Is that in the background?
Beach. It's beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is one of the cooler ones that I liked, but not a personal favorite.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That dragon.
There's no. Oh yeah.
So
That
in the story, that dragon is the biggest being in the world.
Like strength wise or actual size wise?
Like size wise, he is the biggest being in the world, where his head is said to be the size of a mountain.
yeah.
Nice.
And then personal
Nice.
favorites.
Said,
Let's just start off this one because of yeah.
I wonder why this is your favorite. It's really hard to tell.
I'm not sure gonna share
So if
anything
you
of
scroll
that
back
one.
up to the second image that I posted, it's the same girl in that image.
Mm.
And her character is very interesting because she's very pure, and I mean so pure that I mean like innocence itself does not even describe how pure she is. Like the
You're
word
more pure
innocence.
than Angel than
Yes.
Mahir.
Yes.
That's
She is
pure.
like she is the personification of innocence.
Then we
Like
can never
even
let
more
Twitter
so.
know about her because they will corrupt her because they have this weird
Sadly,
thing about.
yeah, yes, I know. And then there's a couple of illustrations that are just really good. This is a good illustration.
And this
This
person's trying to sell
is
them to someone that would destroy her.
so
Reminds me of
it's
Toma.
that's not a
in a
spoiler
sense.
image, but it is explained in the story about that image. Yeah, and
Right.
then this
Right.
one.
I don't think a fight's really a spoiler. Like,
No,
you have
because technically, like that picture technically happens in the past.
Yeah.
Like, because it's basically
No.
like a flashback scene.
I have a different. I personally have a different way of classifying spoilers. Like unless it reveals a hidden twist or you know the context, I don't think knowing like something can be necessarily a spoiler unless because like
Then,
knowing a fight doesn't technically mean a spoiler because you don't know what they're fighting. You don't know the context behind the fight. You don't know if it's just them sparring and it's just a cool look.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I classify.
these last three are my personal favorites, like of the series so far.
This one or the one you're about to post?
The last three that I posted. Those are my personal favorites.
Yeah, that's I can see why. Like, in terms of art, that can be really appealing to some people.
Yeah, especially the last one. The last one is like my favorite of all. Like, it's just so beautiful.
She reminds me of Beatrice a bit. Like this kind of pose just kind of reminds me of Beatrice. Like smug girl leaning against the guy.
I love her character. She's one of my favorite characters. She's not my favorite. My favorite is Naked Girl. Not even for that reason. Just her character's very
Pure.
interesting to me. Very pure. Like there's a lot of things about her name is Isis. I think I actually did I post
Like the goddess Isis? After the goddess Isis?
Isis. Her name is Isis Remnant. Not reference to the goddess. Like in the story, she's clad in the magic power of death. So it's like she has no way of controlling it. So it's like she's been alone for so long, and whenever she finally meets the main character, who is the weak as fuck, by the way. Like I'm gonna bring this point up. The reason why I love this series so much, and it's not even because like it's one of the reasons why I love this series so much, is because the main character is weak. He is the weakest character in this entire series. Yet he has such a strong heart and has the power like in himself to move and change things, just because he feels that if things remain the way they are, then he will either regret not changing them or they will never change. And that is like a pivotal point of
Sure.
this story.
It sounds like a nice
That-
story.
It really is. I
That-
love it so much.
So
That
the ISIS is cloud in the power of death. So if she gets close to someone, they die or something, or
So it's similar to it's very similar. So if you stand close to her, if you have a weak heart or something, it's said that her magic power is very closely related to her emotions as well. So like examples of her power basically, just walking near her, people have fainted. They haven't died, but they have fainted. Some have gone insane. And that's during the times that she was searching for someone who could accept her, even with the magic power. The main character is a little special, but not exactly special. So, like, in the way, like he faced the not the full blunt force, but a blunt force of the magic power of death. Like, in the scene where they meet, he described as he saw this woman, he saw countless visions of his death, like countless images of his death. But whenever he actually introduced himself, he was like, "Why am I so scared? I've never met this woman before. She's never done anything to me." And it's such a beautiful moment.
that's nice.
honestly that reminds me like of a similar character.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite MCs is like in a sense Kakeru would be one. The one I mentioned earlier from the 99 series. Like he has this power, but to be honest, there's this twist that I can't really explain much, but yeah, he's technically weak as fuck, but also um in in a sense kind of overpowered, but like he doesn't really control it properly. So when it comes to the fights, he mostly just rely on the girls. But I think ju- I think it's where in episode 3 and 4 where he becomes like more involved in the fighting. And in the first 2 episodes it's mostly because he's more of an emotional pillar. The later
Yeah.
episodes he's in the later episodes 3 and 4 it would be he's an emotional pillar, but also like in a sense can also be described as equals. So yeah, I can't really
it's
it's
amazing.
it's a different kind of power that I can't describe very well without spoiling.
Like,
You probably just need to read
I could honestly like describe the power levels of my series without going into spoilers, because there's not really any spoilers to their power levels. But I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I feel like I want y'all to like read it and like experience it for yourself, because it's very
I,
interesting.
I'll definitely put it on my list.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
still
like,
in the middle of my bookworm light novel reading, and I still want to try
yeah.
and get to Mara
And
at some
then
point.
no, after Bookworm you have Audi for that. You already promised that shit.
I promise it's on my list. Okay, I'll read at least a few volumes of Operaetta after Bookworm. I'll see how it is.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
he'll
fine.
probably
At
he'll
least
probably
read
get
volumes
obsessed.
1 through 4 and then compare it to fucking season 1. Like, please.
It's not like I ever you think I've watched Operaetta season 1? I don't usually pick up a lot of light novels that I think might be good. Light novel animes that I think might be good, because usually they'll be bad.
No. I want you to read Audi Ferretta 1 through 4 and then watch season 1, and I want you to scream at the producers for fucking it up.
That sounds like something I could be doing. Anything.
I
have my
I would say the same.
Go ahead.
To be honest, I would say the same thing for Mob Love, but Malachi, you have more balls than me, to be honest.
Dude, I legit despise the people who worked on DD season 3. Like, you have no idea how much
Yeah.
I despise that series. It ruins so much important moments. I hate it so much.
Actually, you know what I can do? Instead of like explaining their powers, I can actually give a hierarchy of power if you want that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I want to experience for myself. I want to see like how
Yeah,
strong people
yeah.
get.
Okay,
So
I'll leave that to y'all.
moving on, like going back to my favorite authors, should who should go first? You're me, Malachi.
I wouldn't
Like
I
authors
wouldn't know
creators.
I wouldn't know like specific author names, but Audi Fureta
I get
is one of my favorite authors. Tenchi Sama is one of my favorite authors.
second.
And then
So
Koichi
Rio, then
Tachibana.
Saiki-san.
Yeah,
Koshi Tajibana, they
yeah,
like rock bars.
obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's fair. But I guess for me, I have varied because, like, of course, like I have like many different mediums that I explored. I guess my favorite one would have to be, and I have to fucking say this again, Jun Maeda.
I think I've heard that. What does he do? Jun Maeda?
So he's the maker of Clanad, Lil Busters,
Oh, gotcha.
Heaven Burns Red. Yeah. He is also the composer as well. So I love that he's also a writer but also a composer. So he can fit. So he has this vision that he can basically just write like what makes this his work so iconic or more impactful in a sense because he can write while also producing like the sounds that comes with it.
Okay. Okay.
So for later examples, I would take his latest work, which at this point probably gave me a fucking burnout, which is Heaven Burns Red. Um, I wouldn't talk about like gotcha that much, but for Heaven Burns Red, it's like something that I probably can't avoid recently because his work is just a gotcha, but at the same time it's so fucking what you call this, so fucking good, like from the music to the story, it's really fucking good. I think it was the latest chapter as well has probably like one of the best representations of um finding something that finding that thing that you can use to I can't really describe it. I'll basically just check my HBR thread again. So in chapter 4 there's a character that basically has depression. So that's already like a big topic. Like I think you can relate to that, Nate.
I mean, I don't think I have
So
depression. Like, I'm not nearly as bad as I think some people have it.
yeah, like to be honest, if I like it's a really deep subject that I really wouldn't want to talk about, especially since I'm I'm one who basically escaped it recently. So that's something I guess I would show. Basically this chapter involves her finding a new thing to continue on living. Like that's like the best way I can describe it without spoiling.
No, I get that. No, that makes sense.
So yeah. Then when it comes to Clanad and Lowbusters, that's no question. Like you can see like any opinions on it, and that would probably just be me.
So
That's my opinion.
Little Busters is probably one of the is on my like on near the top of my visual novel list. So it goes Hello Charlotte, which I learned from a mutual. I want to know what it's about. Then I want to check out Daisery, then Danganronpa, and then I will probably check out Little Busters after that. Because I don't think there's any other visual novels I'm interested in checking out before those four.
Yeah, that's fair. Like Globusters is something that I guess you would connect or to be honest, it either would connect with you so much or you would be so fucking desperate for friends because that is like the best representation of friendship ever. Like for me,
Friendship.
like if you think Fairy Tail was like for me, like Fairy Tail does not even compare to fucking Little Busters in terms of being focused on
Here's the thing.
friendship.
A lot of
itself.
people like to overblow the power of friendship with Fairy Tail when it doesn't exist. Like Fairy Tail, when it comes to friendship, is not much farther than a lot of most battle shonen because a lot of battle shonen is mostly about having a found family and wanting to protect them. Like that is most battle shonen. Fairy Tail isn't that much different. Like a lot of Twitter just like to overblow what it's about because they don't actually pay attention, which is obvious to some of the takes I've seen from people. Like,
I mean, to be fair, that's just shonen Twitter at general.
Yeah, a lot of that's battle shonen Twitter. Like if we're talking about shonen Twitter, there's so much more shonen out there, but they don't want to pick it up because it's not flashy fights.
Yeah, like that's probably why I just like, in a sense, I would like those series, but seeing shonen Twitter or battle shonen Twitter. Oh my god!
I mostly ignore them. They're just so headache inducing. Like I'm just like, do y'all not pay attention when you're sliding this?
Especially the Shonen Jump ones. I swear.
Oh my god! Like yeah, I see Black Clover and My Hero fan arguing all the time. Meanwhile, I literally have them as equals and some of the best manga I've ever read. So I'm just like on both sides. Like, what are y'all talking about when they try to slam the other? I'm about to go. That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, shonen Twitter is beyond toxic. I have a few people who are part of it, and they're just like they're always battling back and forth. I'm just like, Godspeed, you fake.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. When it comes to other authors, another one would be of course Koshi. It can be also depending on how like Malachi. We have talked about this too many times before. Like what you call this? Yuri. Spirit Chronicles is author.
Yep.
It will depend on how it will depend on how much he cooks. If he flops, I would be so disappointed.
Because my bro, literally, I'm not even kidding. We made this analogy. Like I think we made this analogy in our last time.
Talking about the dinner part.
The author. I was literally saying the first before Revenge Arc really took place, like the first 6 volumes, bro was turning on the stove. Yeah. He volume 7 through 14, he just put the butter in the pan. Like we get to 6 what volume is it? Fucking 15 to 21. Not even 21. 16 to 20. 16 to 20. 16 to 20. Bro was making our fucking breakfast. He's now starting on entree. He's starting lunch. Like he's still we're nowhere near desserts. We're nowhere near desserts. We're still making lunch right now.
Like you're still in the great parts. You haven't gone to the peak parts yet.
No. I know, but there's so much peak that has happened already that if it gets even more peak, like, oh my god.
That's for another day.
That is for another day. Like
my
bro really said first 6 volumes, nah, we just turn it on the pan. We put it on the oven, put the pan on the front, like Get that butter in there after 14 volumes. Put a little sprinkle, not sprinkle, like some grain or some shit. We just now put like the first like vegetable in. We haven't even gotten to the main dish. Like, man
Exactly.
is cooking
Okay,
so long.
I feel like that's also
I
for.
wonder what he's cooking. I want to know what he's cooking. Like, is it fucking turkey tecchinese? Like, what the fuck is he cooking?
This is kind of like Index. Like everything feels like there's such a like you don't even know the end game because like I don't know if the manga for Index has a true end game.
Yeah.
yeah, never
But
ends.
I'll be excited to see it when it shows up.
Yeah, but to be honest, yeah, the other favorite of mine, Kasuma Kamachi.
Oh,
Kamachi is like basically wants Index to be the longest light novel ever. But to be honest, I doubt it. But if he can, I would be impressed
yeah.
because
Similar to what you guys were talking about, Danmachi also feels like he's slowly cooking towards an end game, but you really don't know what the end game is. Like it's so interesting seeing Sword Art Toria and the main. You were talking about Danmachi, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, we can talk about Kamachi.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Danmachi.
No, I was talking about Index, bro.
No, you were mentioning something about before Index. Like I thought you said Danmachi.
No. I said Kamachi.
Oh, whoops! I thought you said Kamachi. I do not know.
Okay. Kasuma Kamachi, the author of Index.
Oh, him. Yeah, like I said, I don't know names.
So okay, go on with Damachi.
But yeah, no, Danmachi's kind of just like where things are building up, but there doesn't seem to be an end game. But I think that's the point is that it's literally him becoming a hero, and it's just I definitely could see the final arc being absolutely some of the best I've read, just in general. Because it's just slowly cooking.
And we haven't gone to like that Black Dragon shit.
That's endgame. I'm calling it now. The Black Dragon is 100% the final arc. That seems like the end game of the entire story.
Yeah, I think the only thing preventing us from going further is Malachi not reading the next arc after Dungeon Expedition.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next in both Sword Art Toria and Ridjo because they just had such huge climactic endings that will just greatly change what they will do from now on. And I actively don't know what they're going to do next for the next segment of the story, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's for Danmachi specifically. I kind of know what the next arc is already because I've seen it on my timeline before. I know it's Freya. I know it's a Freya arc.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about. We were talking.
I know
about
it's gonna be after Freya. There's gonna be another arc. I would think that's gonna be the last arc. The thing right now, I'm not sure if it's happened in the Freya arc or not because I haven't read that far. But I'm very interested to see like how the characters will react to finding out Belle is well, I think it was Zeus. Yeah, Zeus's grandson.
Zeus is or Zeus. No, well, he's not technically his grandson.
Not technically his grandson, adopted grandson.
Because he is a child of his familia.
Yeah. So like I'm really interested in finding out how the characters react to that.
I do not think Danmachi is even close to its final arc.
I don't. I would argue that the reaction of finding out Belle is the last surviving member of the Zeus familia would be interesting.
I think that's something I've been waiting for so long. I can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah,
it's been teased so much. And how does Hermes know? Like that's one of the biggest plot points. How the fuck does Hermes is in contact with
Zeus? Zeus.
I mean, he knows fucking.
Zeus literally
he knows fucking everything.
To keep an eye on his grandson. That's why he knows.
I see. Okay,
and he's been in contact with him a couple times. So Zeus is still alive. Like he faked his death. So Zeus is going to appear at some point, and that's going to be brilliant. I do not know if Zeus is going to play a major role in this, or if he's going to take a back seat. But I cannot wait for this reveal.
I want to see Belle and Zeus reunion.
Oh, that's totally gonna happen. I have no doubt that will happen at some point.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it. To be honest, what other topics, bro? I have no idea.
Let's see.
I don't have much else to talk about. I mean, let me just check my checklist.
Let's see. Do you guys see the
Oh,
Mario movie?
yeah, I
What?
saw this shit.
The Mario movie?
Yeah.
Mario movie was
Yeah.
good. It's see, I loved it. I went okay, so I went there with my friend. The first time I saw it, I went there with my IRL friends to meme on the
Mm.
movie because I thought it was gonna be so ass. I was going to meme on the movie, but then we could not meme it because it was so good.
Yes.
Oh, I loved it. So I
And
was
then
able to see
and then
both-
it was nostalgia memory lane with every single soundtrack
Mhm.
that played. Me and my friends literally cried whenever Galaxy music started playing.
So I'm not that
music.
familiar with the OST, so I did not actually know a lot. I just knew a few of them. But you could tell this
So-
was an actual love letter to the Sonic games.
Yeah. Like so my experience with it, I came with the fam. It was a fun movie, and to be honest, the Peach song was Kino.
The Peach
I-
song got nominated for a fucking Oscar.
That's impressive. Yeah, sure, Oscars are jokes and all rigged, but that's still
Yes.
impressive. That got nominated. I was able to see both it and Guardians on the same day, and I had the movie theater to myself both times because it was so early in the day.
Funny.
I loved it. Like so when I like screamed a few moments like because there was no one there. I can be as loud as I want.
That's understandable.
It's so much fun having a movie theater all to yourself.
Okay.
Who's ready?
Um,
Anyone excited for the Barbie movie? It
No.
looks so stupid and fun.
Just
Oh,
no.
Nah.
that's fine.
I do
100%
have something I need from Ezekiel here.
What?
Where them drafts at, bitch?
I was about to fucking say,
Where
okay,
them
What
drafts at?
fine. This will be exclusively to Malachi here. I'm only sending it on his DMs.
That's fine.
So yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't see the point. Like I wouldn't understand the draft, so it wouldn't really
Yeah.
matter to me.
So yeah,
Ooh,
we're just gonna
I see.
talk shit.
Did you see the new D&D movie?
So yeah, like here's what I got, Malachi.
Yo,
This is the first one is like an unused.
so good.
It's an unused illustration that I never see like a resemblance to anything. Yeah, it's probably just an unused, never
Yeah,
never to be made.
I think if I were to place it, this is probably like near the bear scene,
Yeah,
like after, like post. I will take care of it. Basically, that's what
Yeah.
I would imagine.
yeah. It's probably the initial cover for 5.5.
Probably. All right.
Yeah, and
what's
that's
the where's your quote?
So-
The official art.
Yeah. I need to explain the second one first. So this
Okay.
one is the volume 5.5 cover, the actual cover.
Mm-hmm.
It initially had an umbrella, which this is like the final result. I'll show it on screen. Yeah, you can see the difference. It
Yeah.
used to have an umbrella.
But now they have
And,
the school backpack, and it's not
yeah.
raining.
I think it fits more because like when it comes to the background itself, it like you can see like the hypothetical angel wings on her back.
Mhm.
Like you can see the clouds over there. So I think it was intentional why they removed the umbrella. Okay, the last one. Holy fuck. This is the initial, you know, that like that succubus one.
Yeah, the Halloween one.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the initial one, bro. This was so this when I first saw this, I was like, wow, okay, this was fucking horny as shit, bro. Like, what do you think?
Why didn't we get that one?
Like, I
Oh
was
my
seeing
god, it looks so good.
like, how is this like not the fucking one chosen? Because fucking hell, I would have fucking
Nah,
bastarded
this
on a
is
post.
what happened in Amane's dream. That's what this is.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly what.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it's
This is
still
like the
so tame. It's so tame, yet it's the lewdest we've ever seen in this series.
yes. It's she's too fucking pure. I wait for like the like we already see like in volume 8 they're already taking a bath together. I want to see more than that.
Thinking of what?
I want more. I want even more than just that. I want them to go. Oh my, oh my god.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for volume 9.
Well, we'll get 8.5 first, sadly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just more side stories for me to read.
Yeah. Okay. That's basically it. Anyways, once again, thank you, Nate, for like joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys have a good day.
And
You as well.
yeah, you too.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.